Assalamu alaikum and welcome to VTV's Evening News in English. I'm Hamza and first our main headlines. President Wahid departs to New York where he will attend the UN General Assembly and the much talked about CMAG meeting. President Wahid promises to take all opinions into account before reaching a decision on the GMR issue. Maldives to hold elections to Women's Development Committees next month. Detailed news follows next. Welcome once again. President Wahid has left for New York to attend the UN General Assembly there. In addition to speaking at the UN General Assembly, the President will be meeting with the Commonwealth Ministerial Action Group on the sidelines. CMAG is expected to decide on whether to remove the Maldives from their agenda during the meeting to be held on the 28th of this month. Speaking to the press before his departure today, President Wahid said that he will be addressing the UN General Assembly and also speaking on the subject of upholding the rule of law at a separate forum. Attorney General Aisha Tazma Shakur, who is accompanying the President, is expected to speak on the subject of rule of law as well. The President and Environment Minister Dr. Mariam Shakila will also advocate for increased efforts against climate change in environment-related events during the visit to New York. In comments to the media, President Wahid said he will also seek financial assistance for budget support. The President will also be requesting the Saudi government for an additional 500 slots for Maldives Hajj quota.
I am already working on different issues. One of them is with the blessing of Allah Almighty to increase 500 more to Hajj quota. We didn't get it yet because this year the quota ceiling had not lifted up. I believe we would get that 500 extra quota.
During his week-long trip to New York, the President will also be focusing on the CMAG meeting to be held on the 28th. Speaking on the subject before his departure, President Wahid said he was confident that the Maldives will be removed from the CMAG agenda. CMAG has agreed to allow Maldives representation at the meeting to be held in New York on the 28th. Also, while the meetings are normally not held at the presidential level, President Wahid said he felt his participation was necessary due to the importance of removing Maldives from the CMAG agenda.
I have said that clear that I would participate CMAG this time. Usually presidents don't participate this, but now we have to remove Maldives from CMAG agenda. I am confident that Maldives would be removed from CMAG agenda.
An earlier teleconference held on the 11th of this month between members of CMAG was put off due to a technical glitch. However, the Maldivian government has expressed confidence that the Maldives will be removed from the CMAG agenda this month. The Maldives was put on CMAG's agenda after President Nasheed claimed he was ousted in a coup following his resignation on 7 February. However, the Commonwealth and UN-backed CONI found that the claims of a coup were false and that the power transfer took place according to the Constitution. President Wahid has expressed support for making a speedy decision on the GMR airport issue and promised that he would take all shades of opinion into account before reaching a decision. The President made these comments while speaking to the press before departing to New York today. In his comments, the President said he would not step back from taking necessary steps in the GMR issue. President Wahid added that taking the airport from GMR was being considered as an option. Responding to questions from the press, the President also said that terminating the airport lease agreement with GMR was also a possibility.
I believe it should be done as soon as possible. But to make the decision on the right time, I won't step back. So it would happen. If my knowledge is right, I would make the right decision that would benefit to the country.
The President confirmed that he had not met the high-level delegation from GMR who stopped at the Maldives this week. He said that the delegation, which included GMR Chairman G.M. Rao, did not request an appointment either. Responding to questions about DRP MP Ali Azim's comments calling for the President's resignation, President Wahid expressed the view that such actions were natural in a democracy. The President said that it was everyone's right to call for a President's resignation in a democratic society, but assured the press that the ruling coalition, which includes DRP, still stands strong and united. Several political parties have been introduced as means to bring democracy to the people. However, the public have often been confused about the true intentions of political parties due to their actions. Our report tries to look at the answers to some of these questions.
Ever since the country had been established with a proper democratic system, a total of 15 political parties had been registered in the Elections Commission, but only a few of them strive towards bringing true democracy to the country. A question being asked by everyone is, do more political parties mean that we have a brighter chance of establishing a true democracy? Or jubilant to the more, the merrier? But in reality, all we see are members of political parties verbally abusing each other without even trying to discuss solutions to the issues. Do we see the desired purpose of the politics with rise of political parties? Did they help us brace in towards achieving the goals we dreamed of? The real purposes with granted opportunities are only a virtual destiny at the far pavilion. As a result, peace is disrupted, development projects become to a halt in the country, and talks within the People's Majlis become irrelevant. The truth is, long before the Maldives had been introduced to politics, and it used to be a country of friendship and brotherhood, all political parties and their leaders say that instead of quarreling with each other, they should all join hands and help the country grow and develop so that it can achieve a better future for future generations. The common ground we have to consider, something that we all have to agree on, however, is that the only way the country can move forward if everyone works together towards achieving a brighter future, no matter what party they belong to.
The local government authority has released a detailed schedule of the Women's Development Committee elections to be held next month. According to the LGA schedule, interested women can submit their candidacy starting from the 27th of this month. Application forms will be available from special setups at atoll and island councils. These election officers will be accepting applications as well. The deadline for application ends on the 9th of October. The LGA says that they will inform shortlisted candidates by the 15th of October. Candidate numbers on the ballot will be decided in lots drawn on October 18th. The LGA will also be releasing a tentative list of eligible voters who can vote in the Women's Development Committee elections. Complaints about the voters list have to be made before the 21st of October. The final voter list is to be made public by the 31st of October. Following the elections, the LGA schedule says election results will be announced by the 7th of November. According to the regulations governing the Women's Development Committees, prospective candidates have to be 18 years of age and female. The rules say anyone with a past criminal conviction cannot contest the WDC elections. Also, anyone studying full-time or holding an elected post will be barred from contesting. According to the WDC election rules, for the first time, prospective candidates will not be contesting the elections on political party tickets. The Local Governance Act says that women's development committees must be elected to work with elected local councils in Male, Addu and the island communities. The National University's Deputy High Chancellor Hussein Halim has said that the number of people willing to do volunteer work is becoming less and less, and this is something to be concerned about as volunteer work can greatly benefit the country. Inaugurating the Faculty of Arts students' new committee, FASA, Hussein said that everything is being done for money in the community these days. At the inauguration ceremony held last night, the first issue of the newly introduced monthly magazine by the art students was released. In addition to this, FASA's President Anwar Ibrahim said that education is something to be highly valued and that schools should teach students to do so. The National University's Faculty of Arts is said to have a vast number of courses available, including a course in journalism. The iPhone 5 has finally been released. People lined up across major cities in the world to be the first to buy the new line of iPhone. The next generation iPhone is the first completely redesigned iPhone since 2010 when the iPhone 4 was released. Its taller 4-inch screen helps make its body even thinner and winning the title of thinnest smartphone on the world. Other cosmetic changes include a significantly smaller connector dock and a new location of the headphone jack. But what most people will love is the boost in speed. The iPhone 5 runs on a quad-core A6 processor and includes 1 GB of RAM. It will also run on a global 4G LTE network. And with that, we wrap up the news for tonight. We continue with the sports news next. Mazia has cut down New Radiant's lead at the top of the table in the Diragu Divehi League to 7 points after hammering All Youth linkage AYL by a 6-1 scoreline today. Mazia striker Hussein Niaz scored a hat-trick while Asadullah Abdullah chipped in with 2 goals. Ibrahim Furgan also got on the score sheet for Mazia, as did the Brazilian striker Everton Sousa Santos for AYL. Hat-trick hero Hussein Niaz was awarded as man of the match. With this win, Mazia now has 32 points, 7 points behind league leaders New Radiant. They are 4 points ahead of third-placed Victory, who has 28 points. AYL is currently rooted at the bottom of the table with just 12 points. Victory will face Eagles in tomorrow night's match in the Diragu Divehi League. And with that, we wrap up the news for tonight. Thank you for joining us, and good night.